When you start to really take a step back and look at society like this, you can start to really realize why it seems so hard to stop drinking, why it seems like it's going to be such a loss to stop drinking, because it's so consistent in everything that we do all the time that why wouldn't it feel like a loss? It's kind of like a breakup. You've had a partner around you for so many years that to not have them around, even though they might be toxic and like fucking crazy and causing you all these problems, it still feels so hard to let go of because they're so present all the time. This video, I'm going to go into a frame of reality to start seeing the world in that will start to break down our like need and our desire for alcohol. I stopped drinking when I was 25 or 26. I did not want to stop drinking. I stopped drinking because I had a tendency to black out. I had a tendency to brown out. I had a tendency to, not want to stop drinking once I started. I constantly looked forward to drinking. I was that person who loved partying. I didn't drink 7 days a week whatsoever. I was, the normal, you'd say, like I would drink on Fridays and Saturdays every single weekend. And I spent most of my mornings feeling hungover. But then I would get ready and go out and do it again. And, I loved that lifestyle until it started becoming a little bit more problematic. And when I started seeing my mother's drinking problem getting a lot worse. What happened with me was I was experiencing my mom's drinking patterns basically like falling apart. She is the best person in the world. She's my best friend. And I was watching her basically die and watching her basically crumble in her life, lost her business, lost her house, lost her purpose, really lost her identity, lost her health, everything. And it started to open my eyes to the negatives of alcohol. I started to really see alcohol in a frame that I'd never seen it before. Look around today when you're walking around this week and just notice how many advertisements there are for alcohol that tend to pop up. Like, where's your beach for beer? I don't drink that often, but when I do, this is what I drink. The whiskey drinks, just check, observe that, that's all. When you're driving, look at all the freaking liquor stores and how available they are. Go in the grocery store, look at all the alcohol that's available in the grocery store, and where you can, I know it's not the full 100% whatever it is, good quality or whatever, but it's still available in the grocery store because of the demand. Restaurants, my mom used to own 3 restaurants. The biggest producer of revenue at these restaurants was the full bar. It was a full bar. It also served breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It was open 8 a.m. till about 11:30 p.m. at night. So with all of that, the biggest producer, hands down, was the liquor. So there was a real incentive. You would do the happy hour deals. You would do the lunch specials. You would do the morning brunch stuff. Why is that all there? It's there because they want people to consume the product, because then the restaurant makes the most money. The waiters make the most tips. When you go get dinner, notice the waiter asking you if you want to get a drink. Why are they asking this? Because the waiter wants to make tips. If you get alcohol, it's one of the highest ticket items basically that you can order. And that's a great thing for the waiter because then they make more money off of your sale. So it's sales, right? They want to get you to consume products so you can, drive better tips for them. Look at all the events as an adult. When you're an adult, it's much harder to make new friends. Not like it's impossible, but it's harder than it was when you were in school because you're not around as many people as consistently. So the glue, the thing that makes us come together is liquor, according to so many event companies. So you're going to do a work happy hour. That's where people go to bond. Kickball team, right? It's beer kickball. That's where people go to bond. And you're going to go to, whatever it is. It could just be a meetup. It's meetup.com. All of these different things typically include alcohol. That's not because we're necessarily asking for it. That's because the people putting them on know that that's a form of glue, of lubricant to basically make people less socially awkward if they are. And so they put it there because they want their event to go well. Look at the sporting events that we go to, the football games. If you're looking at a pro or college football team and you watch TV, look at all of the ads. There's the beer ad. There's the, sponsorships by these liquor companies. There's all this product placement essentially in the watching of the actual game. So again, it's not malicious. It's there because that is what makes our brains become familiar with alcohol. and actually a specific brand, and then want to consume it. When I applied this frame of thought, I started to see things so differently. It's kind of like when you buy a new car and you see that new car everywhere you go now. Do this, start to notice this, and see how common alcohol is and how commonly people bring it up as a thing to do, not necessarily because it's the must thing to do. It's not a part of life. It's not like it's an extension of us, but it's because it's something we've always done, because it's always been there, because people put it there for us to consume product, and you need advertisements for people to get familiar with the brand to consume the product, and because it is a social lubricant in society, but that's more or less a cop-out. We should be able to socialize and hang out without alcohol, and if you can't, that's something to address. Really, all I'm talking about is an awareness, and start to notice this. And that's going to start to frame your reality in a way that you will start to see why it seems like alcohol is so hard to let go of. When you start to really take a step back and look at society like this and start to notice all the little spots that alcohol is, all the little things, you can start to really realize why it seems so hard to stop drinking, why it seems like it's going to be such a loss to stop drinking, because it's so consistent in everything that we do all the time, that why wouldn't it feel like a loss? I believe our society is basically stuck in a program of drinking, that we're constantly fed this idea that alcohol is bringing us a better life, that we are surrounded by advertisements 24/7 that are feeding us alcohol, that we're constantly in scenarios where alcohol is an option for us, and that essentially makes alcohol seem like it needs to be a normal in our society, in our lives, in our own lives. But the reality is that that's actually just not true. So you guys, that is the way I see the world now. And now that I'm 3 years separated from not drinking, it is not something I want to go back to. I feel like I've broken that program, because I can do everything I used to do: bars, parties, kickbacks, happy hours, going to brunches, going to festivals, all that stuff, which I did this past weekend. I can do all of it without drinking, and I don't have to worry about the hangover, the anxiety, the things I said, the browning out, the blacking out, any of that. It's just breaking out of that program. So if you guys like this video, please like it so other people who might need to see it can see it through the algorithm and all that. If you are considering a lifestyle of not drinking, go ahead and subscribe below. I talk about this stuff all the time, and how I believe that we are stuck in a program in society, and if we just move past that, we can live a so much happier, better life for ourselves. And if you guys have any comments or any questions, go ahead and drop them below. Thank you guys. I am gonna go hit the gym now. Talk to you guys later. See ya.